What is up, guys? And in today's video, we're taking the a scenario where civilization starts over. I did forget to post something yesterday. It's a video. That is because I was so busy. I was like, I completely forgot later on in the day. And so yeah, there wasn't any video yesterday, but there is today as Friday. Okay, so man, and in today's video, we're taking a look at a scenario where civilization starts over. You are going to see some background changes, such as the map is right above my head. I changed that. You're just going to see a lot of background changes. I haven't moved my camera at all yet. Planning to, because, it doesn't. You guys gotta go back. See? And yeah, let's get straight into today's video. So the first thing that we're going to see happening is I did update major cities and stuff. So we're actually not going to be looking at this war immediately. That started in the last video. Also, it is episode 5, I think. Editing me will correct me if I'm wrong. But we're actually going to be starting over here in India. Just because this is hurting my eyes as well, I'm going to be changing it as we see more exploration. As over here we see they decide to explore more of this area, more of the Bengal areas, I would say. As they will explore that area, and eventually they decide, hey, this area, it's a very small, unexplored area, and, we need more people to live here. As the South Indians are starting to move, and South India is gaining a lot of population, Greeks, Emirates, Omanis, they're all moving out here. We also see more exploration into these areas over here. As no, they're not going to be fully discovered, but they are going to be discovered more, except for that one area. That one was the biggest area that was discovered. Now over here we also see more exploration into the interior of the Arabian Peninsula, as we see people are very much wanting to move into this area. And so we see these guys decide to do some more exploration. Exploring huge amounts of territory. Not huge amounts, but yeah, they do explore a lot. And eventually the rest of the Persian Gulf is discovered. And over here, more exploration over here. We also will see Mesopotamia. We'll do some more exploration within this area. This is mainly to get... So this video... sorry for the interruption, but today's video is going to be pretty long. This is mainly just because I want to get more things done in this episode. As for me, my series is going pretty slow compared to other things that I've done. And I want this to go by pretty fast, but not that fast. I want it to go by like... Yeah, I'm only going to make this 100 videos just like Aegis Pro, but I also want to make other videos as well, and I don't want my channel being taken over by Wixo at this point. So yeah, I'm going to be making videos like these ones, maybe like 25 minutes, 30 minutes at most, not like an hour or so. But yeah, we're so close to 600 subscribers as well, so it would mean the world to me if we could get there. But yeah, let's get back into today's video. Over here we also see more exploration into the Caspian, as people believe that there is islands out here, which they are wrong about. As we see, eventually the entire Caspian is discovered. As over here we see they meet up with the rugged mountainous terrain. Over here we see these guys are like, hey, I wonder where these mountains stop, and eventually they just get to like these areas. This is where the main mountainous areas are. And we also see more areas in Ukraine. As you can see, there's like many cities out here. As we see, people are starting, as Greece is very much expansionist. As we saw, Greece tried to control all their territory. It didn't necessarily work out. Over here, we see more exploration into these areas, as well as more exploration slowly into the Alps. But over here, we will finally come back to the war that is happening over here. We will see the French will go ahead and throw some reserves up here at Belgium. But we do see the French will go ahead and continue over here into this light blue nation. And that will get Belgium to be like, oh yeah, you're done for. And Belgium will continue their invasion into Normandy, also capturing these areas. Eventually we will see more French forces make it over here. So we see they kick Belgium back. We also see the French over here will come and claim these areas for their own. And then the French will go ahead and start their own invasion into Belgium. Over here, these guys will as well. And eventually Belgium will be forced into a peace treaty where we can take a look at that. Peace treaty, we will see France will go ahead and annex. France will go ahead and annex these nations right there. They will also take all over these territories. These guys will take that, and Belgium will annex their little strip of territory over there. So yeah, peace treaty. Over here, Belgium do mainly for me to make this border look better, as I'm kind of done with making myself suffer as well with these ugly, horrendous borders. Specifically this area. But over here, we'll come to the Chinese areas. We will see with the more exploration, we see these guys that knowing these guys exist. As you saw, they decided to go south, but they're also going to be going along this river. I'm pretty sure. I don't know what this river's called. Tell me in the comments what it's called. Over here, these guys will go on. Is this the Yangtze? No, it can't be. The Yangtze is this one right there. But over here, we see these guys continue along this river, as well as over here. And we'll kind of just do this. These guys more go up this river, and eventually they will bridge off over here, leaving a group of people still over here, which will go in and go more north. These guys will come over here, and they will finally meet up. These guys are connected over here. South Indian explorers will rush back over here to Greece, and they will say, yo, there's people over there. And they're like, whoa. I should conquer. Sorry, but over here, these guys continue more over here, around the Tibetan areas. These guys will continue this way. But over here, we will see many groups of explorers will come out this way, discovering this lake, which is now extremely small in the modern day. But they will also come down this river over here, which of course the more you follow a river, the more mountainous it gets. So we do see it is harder for them to now explore this, but they do keep exploring it. And when they reach the Afghan areas of it, they're like, oh yeah, I'm done. Hey, but they meet up over there. So now it's the Persian areas that are split off. Wanna know what? I'm done. These areas are stupid. Stupid, bro. Finally, I got peace in my mind knowing that that's perfect. Not perfect, better. That's what I meant to say. But over here we see mainly their goal is to, discover the entire Chinese areas, as the Korean Chinese Union, wants to make that, and that is their dream, to claim all of the continent that they know as Asia. But over here, we will just see a lot of exploration by the Koreans and Chinese, to hopefully get, them to explore all the territories, and eventually we see they meet up with the explorers over here. Something is outside my house, and I don't know what it is. It's really loud. I don't know if y'all can hear that on camera. Okay, let's just get straight back into this. Over here, within Europe, we see Denmark is going to be discovered. I did have someone ask me the other day on Discord. They DM'd me and they were like, "Hey, Gio, why did your series go by so fast?" That is because, the exploration early days, the colonization era is my favorite era with any Wixo, because it's just so cool. Also seeing the revolutions and stuff. I like to go fast at the beginning and then go more slow as time comes. So it's more fast. Also, in every video so far, I have said what year it is. In the last video, I'm pretty sure it's 1300 BC, but as of beginning of today's video, it was 1250, and now it is about the year 1150. So 100 years have gone by in that one period of time. Over here, this river is going to be discovered more. And eventually the Greeks will come over here and will go ahead and lay a claim to all of this area. Now, I did say Greece collapsed in the last video and they are very unstable. But yeah, Greece claims all of that territory, which this will get people who live over here in Ukraine extremely mad, as we will see the first uprising. Over here, the Crimean peoples will uprise first, and then the peoples over here, and then the peoples within Kiev. These guys rise up, and eventually Greece will be forced to give them independence, with Greece's border with them running along that area. But over here, this is what Ukraine will look like. Also, getting rid of rivers for now, we will see Ukraine places their capital within this city. That is the wrong layer. This city right here. But over here, Greece did lose a lot of territory. This is probably about the exact same size as the Anatolian territory. But if we come over here to the Iberian Peninsula, we will see that the Mediterranean Empire will go ahead and will expand their borders more over here. Taking those territories, we see France continues over here. Is France and the Mediterranean Empire very much hate each other from, the first war, the Mediterranean War, that happened a while ago. Over here, we will see the expansion of Croatia, and eventually we see over here these guys. There's many wars happening in Italy. This one thing is, I do want to change this color to a better looking color, like a purple. That looks better. We see the Roman nation as well as Genoa, as well as the South Italy nation and Venice. They decide to expand upon their borders. Rome will invade into this nation, capturing the capital. So we see these guys decide to team up to destroy their neighbors and stuff. As over here, they will all invade out. Genoa and Venice don't have the best of relations, but yet they still are going to work together to conquer North Italy. Over here, this southern Italian nation will go ahead and will invade, capturing this nation's capital, being the first one to fall. over here, this invasion capturing this area. And over here, Rome will force these guys into a surrender. Over here, we will see Rome continues into this San Marino nation, capturing the capital, and eventually also forcing these guys to surrender. Rome will also then continue into this nation. Eventually, Genoa captures their capital, and Rome decides to turn on their allies. Rome will invade into this area, thinking that they didn't know that it was already captured. They'll be like, okay, I guess that's good for now, don't really care. But then Rome will invade into this area, and then Rome will capture that area. Rome will also, after forcing these guys into surrender, as well as these guys, we will see Rome continues over here. We'll capture Genoa's capital. Over here, Venice is kicked out of those areas. And over here, Venice will also just surrender. Rome has won over the entire peninsula, where we see Rome will, of course, annex the entire peninsula. Now, of course, in every Wixio, you always have to have a Roman Empire nation. As we see, this is the start of the Roman Empire. Rome will also then unify with Sicily, the most populated island in the world somehow. This is a peninsula. Over here, Rome continues up to the French border. But now let's go in and take a detour over here to India. With South India's rapidly growing population, South India will be forced to expand. As over here we will see Oman will go ahead and just think up over here. So you also see more exploration upon this area. But Oman will go ahead and will set up a little territory over here that is administered by them, of course. Over here, the establishing of North India. But over here, we will see the Chinese-Korean Union will go ahead and will continue to expand. Expanding into those territories over there. And now let's go and take a look over here. Belgium eventually just continues over here into Wales, and eventually Belgium will start to colonize, not colonize, but over here, these guys will go in and take Southern Ireland, and then these guys come over here. No, you can't do that. No, that's like illegal or something. And they also will take this area. So yeah, Britain is fully colored in now. I said it's episode 5, right? Sorry, I don't got the best memory. Let's come back over here to the Arabian Peninsula. Over here, these guys will go ahead and expand into more of this area. More exploration into this, and eventually the Red Sea as well was discovered. Egypt will explore this area. more exploration into the Sahara. As well as more exploration into the Persian area. And over here, eventually these guys, they're explorers, link up, and Tibet is now unexplored. Over here, groups of explorers will come over here to this area, eventually meeting up with Lake Balkhash, I think is what it's called, and start to settle there. And now we come back to this. Europe, it's too white for me. Sounds a little weird, but yeah, there's too much white territory. So over here we will see the German nation will go ahead and will expand down south, as well as into Denmark, taking the island of Copenhagen. Over here, the Netherlands will go ahead and expand as well, expanding into those areas. Over here, the Croats will go ahead and explore and claim these areas. What I mean by explore, I don't like, yeah. Rome will go right up to the border of the Alps. France will as well, and will even cut off Belgium. And over here, Latvia will continue over here, as well as into these islands. And over here, Egypt. They've got some stuff. Egypt continues down this coast with their expansion. As Egypt will become one of the strongest and largest nations. Also, these nations decide to do more expansion into the Sahara. Then over here in the Moroccan areas, we see people say, hey, we don't want to be a part of you, Mediterranean Empire. And, sorry, I'm like off camera. I'm not used to having my camera right there. Over here, these guys are like, hey, we don't want to be a part of you anymore. And they're like, you're kind of forced to be a part of us. And Morocco's like, no we aren't. And Morocco rises up. Morocco declares their independence down here in the south first, eventually gaining more traction within these northern areas. And they even continue into these Algerian areas. And eventually Morocco is able to gain their independence, their capital being placed down here, also gaining a major city for that matter. But yeah, now we come over here to the Americas. These guys will say, hey, maybe we go down south and then we go across. Because there is a prophecy that there is a huge landmass that is about this big down here, which it's just South America. This is South America on steroids at this point. And it's said that this continent, there should be a strait right here, a very small strait. So we see over here they go down south, down the Floridan coast. And they come here. Now, of course, they think they're super far north in the world, so they come down the Cuban coast. They come down here to Haiti. then they go down these aisles over here. And then they just kind of come down here to Trinidad and Tobago. Once they're here, they start to go along this coast. As of course they know they've been going this way for a while, so they think if they go this way, they'll make it eventually. And then they get stopped because there's jungle. But yeah, that looks really weird. It'll be fixed eventually. I have a plan for the series, of course, because if I didn't, it'd be really concerning, to be honest. We will have a couple more events in today's video, such as the Mesopotamian expansion. Mesopotamia will go ahead and will expand, such as I don't want them to be just this weird long nation anymore. So Mesopotamia expands into those territories. And over here, the Emirate nation expands into Qatar, as well as the southern Persian areas. And that, wait. Every episode, at the end of the episode, we see the start of a war. So far, every episode in this series, I'm pretty sure, has had a war. And so, of course, we have to continue our streak. Over here, Ohio and New York have disagreements. These disagreements are whether to go south or keep going that way. Ohio thinks that they should have just kept going this way, but New York said that we should go this way. New York, having the larger population, is like, no, we're going this way. And eventually, Ohio followed. But we see Ohio and New York are at this point sick of each other. So we see they go ahead and go to war. Ohio declares war on New York, and Ohio starts their own invasion. And New York, being the stronger nation, but not by that much, will go ahead and invade as well as over here, and within like this Toronto area, as we see the start of the First American War. And that will be it for today's video. If you guys did enjoy this, make sure you like and subscribe. Tell me anything about this. I don't think comments for some reason will be able to turn on because YouTube thinks it's weird and stupid. Yeah. Let's see if we can hit 600 subscribers by the end of July now, as it's almost the end of June, so I don't think we'll be able to do that. But yeah, if you enjoyed this video, like I said, make sure you like the video, hit the subscribe button if you're not subscribed already, join the Discord server, as it's fun there. You get to see like sometimes sneak peeks with videos, get to see it before. This is Friday's video for daily upload a week. I will be doing next Monday as well to make up for Thursday. But yeah, that will be it for today's video. Also, guys, tell me how you like the brand new series of Alternate Egisto Wixo. I think that's going to be a very fun series for me to film. It was a very fun episode for me to film. Also, tell me on Discord or anything if you have any suggestions for new videos or anything. And yeah, join the Discord server. If you also want to give me video ideas, participate in events and stuff, and I will see you guys in the next video. So, peace out.